killer with Nazi face tattoos sentenced to death for murder of 2 women after emotional plea from his parents. A killer with Nazi face tattoos who brutally murdered 2 women was sentenced to death on Tuesday. Wade Wilson, 30, appeared motionless in the courtroom in Lee County, Florida as the sentence was read as cheers and claps erupted from people in the gallery. Wilson had declined to address the court earlier in the afternoon. In June, Wilson was convicted of 2 counts of first-degree felony murder and 2 counts of first-degree premeditated murder in the deaths of Kristine Melton, 35, and Diane Ruiz, 43. He strangled the women within hours of each other on October 6, 2019 in Cape Coral. The jury voted in favor of the death penalty 9-3 in Melton's case, and 10-2 in Ruiz's murder. In Florida, only 8 out of 12 jurors need to recommend the death penalty for it to be considered by a judge. The jury also needed to prove the crimes involved aggravating factors. In this case, the panel found the crimes were heinous, atrocious, or cruel, committed by a person convicted of another felony and who had previously been convicted of a felony while in prison. During a motion hearing on Tuesday morning, Wilson's attorney, Lee Hollander, requested the court impose 2 life sentences instead of the death penalty. Hollander asked County Circuit Judge Nicholas R. Thompson to consider whether his client had the capacity to appreciate the criminal nature of the conduct or was substantially impaired when the crimes occurred. "We'd ask the court to take into consideration that death is permanent," Hollander said, a sentiment Assistant State Attorney Andreas Gardner agreed with. Throughout the trial, the jury heard evidence of the numerous injuries suffered by the women. Melton suffered bruising to her face and body, hemorrhages on her neck and contusions to the lungs, liver, bladder and colon, among others. Some of the injuries Ruiz suffered included a nasal bone fracture, a laceration to her left breast, bruising on both sides of her body and multiple rib fractures. With regards to the Wade Wilson case, it appears clearly documented that Mr. Wilson suffers with mental health issues that appear to be severely aggravated by the use of drugs, Lindsay Brann, a mother of 2 boys in Alberta, Canada, wrote in a letter, Lee County Circuit Court records show. During legal proceedings, Wilson's adoptive parents submitted a letter stating that he was a joyful child and loved his parents. They claimed Wilson became delusional after his drug addiction began. An expert witness claimed Wilson had taken drugs the night before the murders. Sarah Miller, an assistant state attorney, said Wilson had been hospitalized while in jail for a fentanyl overdose.